Hey folks, Ash from Being Swenglish here. And first of all, Merry Christmas. And hopefully a Happy New Year. Hopefully a better 2021. Let's face it, it can't be a worse year than this year, can it? I just thought I'd talk about energy. Now, there are so many things that are so different when you move to Sweden compared to the UK. And one of them is getting your electricity supplier. And it's quite different here because in the UK, you have British Gas or N-Power, or wow, I've been here for a year and already I've forgotten the names of every other energy provider in the UK. But anyway, you get the idea. You go with N-Power and that's it. You don't think about it anymore. That's it. They provide your consumption and standing charge and all of that. Now in Sweden, it's different. Here, you first of all have to sign up with what they call the grid, so the energy grid. And that's normally managed per commune. So for example, or town or city. So where I live here, we have one called Landskrona Energi. I sounded French then, not Swedish. But basically that provides your feed. That's your regular reoccurring cost to have energy provided by that provider. But that's not the consumption cost. That's your standing charge. Because in Sweden, you then also sign up for a consumption provider. So one example of that is Nordic Green. Another example is Tibber. And Tibber is just brilliant. Now, if you're not with Tibber already, I've put a link in the video description. And it's a dynamic company. So rather than paying a fixed fee per kilowatt hour, it's different at each time of the day. And so you can even tell it to make your electric car charge at 3 in the morning rather than 3 in the afternoon when it costs twice as much. Loads of really cool features like that, but very, very, very clever. So the difference really is that rather than just signing up with one company, you're signing up with two, the grid provider and then the other company, which is your choice. The grid you can't choose, so you're kind of stuck with their costs. And when you're moving to a city, it might be worth you just checking the price of the grid standing charge, because it can be very different depending on the city that you live in. And then the providers vary as well. There are some like comparison sites, one of which is Kundkraft, which you sign up for and then they find the cheapest deal for you. But I find that a bit annoying, because then if you've got any problems, you can't go straight to, for example, Nordic Green. Instead, you have to go to Kundkraft, and you're also tied into them. So they have a reoccurring renewal each year where they go and find you the best contract. But as with any of these comparison sites, they're not always the best deal. And also, they don't always have deals or arrangements with every provider. And so although you might think you're getting the cheapest tariff, it might not be the cheapest if the cheapest provider is not in their index, or if they don't have an agreement so that they make their clever little commission cut. So anyway, here where I am, I've gone with Tibber, and they're brilliant. They've got a really good modern app, and some of these companies are very old-fashioned. Their websites are terrible, but Tibber's is really modern and I like it. So anyway, that's the big difference over here. Not one provider like in the UK. Instead, you have a grid and then you have a consumption provider. In fact, the grid provider here also provides our hot water farming or something like that. So rather than your hot water being in the house, which is quite, normal in the UK, you have a boiler, it comes from underground, from some central supply that feeds the entire neighborhood here. It's so clever. In fact, I'm told that they even heat up that water by burning rubbish rather than burying it underground like we do in the UK and that ridiculous landfill idea. Why can't they just open their eyes in the UK and do this modern stuff? Anyway, hopefully this video is useful. If you're thinking of moving to Sweden, have a look through my other videos. I've done loads about the process of being Swenglish, moving from the UK over here to Sweden. So do have a look and hit that subscribe button and comment below, by the way. And also have a look at Tibber. They're really good. Cheers, folks.